Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff bluntly dismisses comparison to Victoria Mboko after loss. I don't think it's fair. Everyone expected Coco Gauff to take care of business in Montreal, but Victoria Mboko had other plans. It's one thing to lose a match, but it's another when a rising local star takes the spotlight. Gauff didn't just react with the usual press conference cliches. She opened up. Was this just a blip? Or did Mboko do more than just win a match? There's more to this story than the scoreboard shows. What did Coco Gauff say about Victoria Mboko after the Canadian Open loss? Mboko, the 18-year-old Canadian, sent shockwaves through the crowd at the Canadian Open in Montreal by beating top seed Gauff and punching her ticket to the quarterfinals. Entering as a wild card, Mboko only needed 62 minutes to cruise past the two-time Grand Slam champion, ending things 6-1, 6-4. After the match, Gauff got the inevitable question: does she see herself in the young Canadian? She shut down the comparisons, making it clear that Mboko brings something unique to the court, supported by a tight-knit team in the middle of a crowded field. She's a completely different player, completely different person. I've never been one to compare myself to others, whether it be like people comparing me to Serena or Venus, and I don't think it's fair to put that on her as well. Yeah, but I do see someone who is going to have a really bright future for sure, Gauff said in her press conference. Afterward, Gauff made it clear she wants a rematch somewhere down the line. I mean, I don't know her too well, but I've gotten to talk to her a little bit over the course since Rome. I think she has a great support system around her, and I think that's important when you're young and on tour. Yeah, hopefully we have many more battles, and I look forward to playing her again in the future, she added. Her singles run ended sooner than expected, but Gauff is now shifting to doubles and sets her sights on Barbara Krejcikova and Jelena Ostapenko. How did Coco Gauff describe her struggles against Victoria Mboko? Gauff couldn't hide how tough the match was. She admitted it. Facing Mboko threw her off, and she spent most of the match searching for composure. With Mboko playing at such a high level, Gauff said she felt out of sorts from the start. Coming into the match, I was so locked in. I tried to keep my composure as much as I could, especially playing in front of so many people. This is a very special experience for me, she said. Now, Mboko is moving on and will take on Jessica Buza's Monero on Tuesday, August 5th, with even more eyes watching her every move. Coco Gauff bluntly dismisses comparison to Victoria Mboko after loss. I don't think it's fair. In the electric atmosphere of the Rogers Cup, under the buzzing lights and tense anticipation, a surprising post-match comment sent ripples far beyond the court. Coco Gauff, the American tennis sensation, known as much for her composure as her explosive game, made headlines, but not for her strokes. After a tightly contested loss to rising Canadian star Victoria Mboko, Gauff didn't mince words when confronted with a familiar, if tired, narrative. I don't think it's fair, Gauff said sharply during the press conference, brushing aside a journalist's comparison between her and Mboko. Her tone was cool, controlled, but undeniably firm. I've been hearing comparisons since I was 15. It's the same pattern, and honestly, it's lazy journalism. The room went silent, stunned. But her words didn't come from malice. They came from exhaustion. This wasn't about disrespecting Mboko, whose performance had been stellar, composed, and filled with promise. Gauff was quick to acknowledge that. Victoria played great, she added. She deserved to win. But we are not the same players. We have different journeys, and putting us in the same frame because we're both young and black? It's reductive. That's not analysis, it's optics. This moment, raw, unapologetic, and deeply real, marked something rare in sports, a top athlete pulling back the curtain on a pattern of lazy comparison often driven by surface similarities and narrative convenience. Gauff's dismissal of the analogy wasn't an insult to Mboko, it was a call for deeper engagement, more nuanced storytelling, and less pigeonholing of athletes into ready-made molds. The pressure of being the next. From the moment Coco Gauff burst into the tennis world by defeating Venus Williams at Wimbledon in 2019, she was labeled as the next Serena. The weight of those words carried immense pressure. Every match she played, Every ranking point she earned was seen through the lens of what Serena had already done. It wasn't celebration, it was expectation, comparison, and, at times, a trap. Victoria Mboko, a powerful Canadian with an aggressive baseline game and poised demeanor, is now walking a similarly treacherous road. Her rise through the ranks has drawn attention not just for her talent, but for the all-too-familiar pattern of being placed in someone else's shadow. She's barely stepped onto the main stage, yet already, she's being measured against a peer instead of celebrated on her own terms. Gauff sees this pattern and wants no part of it, not for herself and not for Victoria either. Beyond optics, demanding nuance. The media, always hungry for rivalries, loves symmetry. Two young black women playing with intensity, grace, and charisma? It's the perfect storyline, until you look a little closer. Gauff and Mboko don't play the same style. Gauff is more defensive, favoring long rallies and building points. Mboko, though younger and less experienced, has shown signs of a more aggressive, risk-taking style, often going for big winners early in the point. Their personalities differ too. Gauff, deeply reflective and politically engaged. Mboko, more reserved and focused on quiet growth. But nuance rarely sells headlines. And Gauff, now a veteran at 21, has had enough of it. I respect Victoria. She's got game. She's got fire, she said. Let her be her. Let me be me. It's that simple. A defining loss? Ironically, the match that sparked this post-game controversy was one of Gauff's grittier performances. She fought hard, took the second set in a tiebreak, and looked to be gaining momentum before Mboko found another gear in the third. The Canadian crowd roared for their homegrown talent, and for the first time, Gauff seemed overwhelmed, not just by the game, but by the moment. Losses often reveal more than wins, and in this case, it revealed something that had been simmering under the surface for years. Gauff's pushback wasn't about protecting ego. It was about protecting identity, hers and Mboko's too. The responsibility of narrative. Athletes today are no longer content to be silent. Gauff's generation grew up watching players like Naomi Osaka speak openly about mental health, or Serena Williams challenge double standards in sports. Gauff's voice, earnest, intelligent, and increasingly unafraid, adds to that growing chorus. She's no longer content to be the subject of a narrative she doesn't control. And it's a lesson for the sports world. The age of convenient storytelling, of folding complex lives into marketable rivalries, is ending. What fans want, what athletes are demanding, is truth, respect, and individuality. The Mboko reaction. To her credit, Victoria Mboko handled the situation with grace. When asked about Gauff's remarks, she smiled and shrugged. I understand what she's saying, Mboko said. I want to be seen for who I am too. I admire Coco, her game, and her honesty. If anything, it makes me want to carve out my own lane even more. It was the perfect response, mature, confident, and forward-looking. A new chapter for women's tennis. This wasn't just a match. It was a moment, a line drawn in the clay. Gauff may have lost on the scoreboard, but she won something far more significant, control over her own story. As for Victoria Mboko, the spotlight is hers to claim now, but on her own terms. Let them both rise, not as mirror images of each other, but as individuals with distinct styles, voices, and destinies. That's not just fair, it's necessary.